The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, their guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirely without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group, copyright 2025. All rights are reserved.
The march to freedom is long, and it must continue to evolve.
Led by God and grounded in Scripture.
March to freedom must be righteous, with a focus on accountability and sustainability to ensure that we leave no man behind.
Have the courage to do the right thing and get yourself a red Bible.
As we unleash the minds, you can be confident that the revolution is alive, and we will continue to document it.
This is Freedom March.
This is Freedom March. Hello, good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us here on Freedom March. I'm Levan Miller, and you're listening to us on 103.5 The Beat FM, channel 224, that's on cable, channel 112 on Flow, and of course on ILTV Studios on Facebook, where by now you should be following us. There's a lot of things that are happening around the town. I see that the PLPs braved the weather to go out in Garden Hills last evening to show proof and sign that they are PLP, and apparently it is all the way. They showed up, some people say, not in large numbers, but I will tell you that if you get people in the Bahamas to come outside in the rain any at all, I don't perceive that you're doing incredibly bad. I also think that it was interesting to see the Prime Minister out last evening. I don't know how much longer he intends to suck the breast of the COVID pandemic. I think we get it. The Free National Movement transgressed against the Bahamian people during what Darren Henfield has affectionately dubbed Churchillian-like times for the Free National Movement and the minister-led administration. I think it's hogwash to even try to make that comparison. Notwithstanding that, I will admit that COVID-19 was an unusual set of circumstances. I will also admit that there are countries like Barbados and Jamaica that, believe it or not, outpaced us in the race to recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic. They outperformed us during the heat, or the flashpoint, if you will, of the pandemic. And so I don't know, Senator, whether or not, Commander, I am prepared, sir, to simply accept that it was a difficult time unlike any other Prime Minister has ever had to face, because you're very correct. Jamaica's Prime Minister never had to face it. Barbados' Prime Minister also never had to face it. And with smaller economies, with worse performing GDPs, somehow, you know, they fared better. Even when we had things like an archipelago, even when we had things like a whole mini hospital sitting on the hill in Exuma. I know Chester Cooper never really likes to hear that. I'm saying that we didn't use many of the tools that were in the tool chest. But Prime Minister and the Progressive Liberal Party, I think it's time to stop sucking the breast of COVID and rock that baby to sleep. This is Freedom March. We'll be right back.
Fill up a box for all $30.
The new KFC Fill-Up Box, serving 6 juicy pieces of chicken, 4 buttery biscuits, crispy fries to share, and 12 premium original recipe KFC nuggets, all packed into one crave-worthy box. So dig in and do whatever the crunch you want with the KFC Fill-Up Box. Only at KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Every single person matters. Every single dream is worthy of support. Every single challenge must be confronted. There is no space for sitting small. There is no space for fear. But there is room enough for those who are brave enough to refuse the path of the least resistance, and with brave hearts cut a path for those who are counting on us.
This is Freedom March. Hello, thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Levin Miller. We're on 103.5 The Beat FM, channel 224. That's on cable, channel 112. That's on Flow, and of course, ILTV Studios, where I understand we're having a bit of difficulty today, but notwithstanding that, you should be following us. So for all of y'all on Facebook that can't see me, all I want you to do is go over to YouTube where you can see me, hey? And you'll be able to enjoy Freedom March over there. Bradley Roll, the spiritual advisor extraordinary and plenipotentiary, the spiritual advisor, I'm told, for the whole Bahamas. He's here.
Yeah.
And if Bradley Roll is here, then that must mean we have Holy Scripture.
Yeah, we're going to be digging into the Word, yeah.
What does the Holy Scripture have to say to us, Bradley?
Yeah, thanks for being here. Good to be here. We're going to go back again to the actions of the apostles.
Okay.
A lot of people don't recognize how powerful the book of Acts is.
Yeah.
And that it really shows you how the Spirit of God operated in the first century church through the apostles. And so the Apostle Paul, no doubt, was one of those apostles who did some miracles along with a few others. And in Acts 20, producer, you have that passage for me. Eutychus is raised from the dead at Troas, right? So the disciples, they got together on the first day of the week. If you look at this passage here, it says on the first day of the week, we came together to break bread. what is interesting about this is that this passage doesn't state that the disciples came together on the Sabbath. They came together on the first day of the week. And I know for a lot of folks, you always wonder, why is it that some people go to church on Saturday and some people go to church on Sunday? And if you study, then you'll see why this is happening. We do have people who go to church on Saturday. We do have people who go to church on Sunday. But the record shows that after the resurrection of Christ, the first century disciples or Christians, they came together on the first day of the week and not the seventh day. On the first day of the week, we came together specifically to break bread. That's the Lord's Supper. Paul spoke to the people and because he intended to leave the next day. And he kept on talking until midnight. There were many lamps in the upstairs room where they were meeting, right? Seated in the window was a young man named Eutychus, who was sinking into a deep sleep as Paul talked on and on. Hit me, producer. And here's what happens. It says, when he was sound asleep, he fell to the ground from the third story and was picked up dead. Paul went down, threw himself on the young man, and put his arms around him. Don't be alarmed, he said. He's alive. And then he went upstairs again, broke bread and ate. After talking until daylight, he left. And the people took the young man home alive and were greatly comforted. Now that's interesting. What kind of power is that? Paul went down, threw himself on the young man, put his arms around him, and said, don't be alarmed. He's alive. That's the miracles of the first century that were wrought through the apostles, who in fact did get this power directly from heaven, as was promised by Jesus Christ. Yeah, so Acts 27-12, I read from the NIV. It's
Were there any non-believers in the room?
No, it says the disciples. Well, from what the text shows, it says that the disciples basically came together to break bread. So there were just believers there, from what the text shows.
But can you have non-believers among the believers?
Yeah, man, why not? Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
All right. Because
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of that. You remember the story of Jairus' daughter, and I quote Jairus' daughter quite often because I think Jesus was so interesting in that story, right? Jairus was a rich man, certainly a man of prominence. Jesus nowhere near as rich, but Jairus realized that Jesus had something that he needed. Yeah.
Okay.
Jairus had a daughter. I think she was 12, eh? And so Jairus invites Jesus to his home. He comes, and they meet the girl there in the room dead. That's what the Bible says.
We're checking the story right now.
And then they meet the girl in the room there. Do you remember what Jesus?
Let's go to the story. I don't want to tell people the wrong thing, okay?
I don't like them. You don't like to memorize these stories. I like to just.
No, I like to be correct. I might say something that's wrong. You see?
Okay. So Jairus' daughter is dead. Let me know when I get wrong. Jairus' daughter is dead, and Jesus gets into the room, and his disciples are with him. Do you remember Jesus? What Jesus did?
Hold on, just hold on a second.
So
come on,
Jesus
some
said
text
to
in
them-
me.
Jesus said to them, "You all leave the room," and I think he invited Peter and John to stay. I think it was.
Hold on, let's go to the story.
And when Peter and John,
It's in Mark the 5th chapter.
Yeah, Jesus told them, "You all close the door." And I believe that was Jesus' way of subtly telling the rest of them, "I don't think you all have enough faith for this."
Okay.
You find it? Because sometimes among the believers, you could have unbelief. Yeah?
Yeah. So while Jesus was speaking, some messengers came from Jairus' house and told him, your daughter has died. Why bother the teacher any longer? Jesus paid no attention to what they said, but told him, don't be afraid, only believe. And then he did not let anyone else go on with him except Peter and James and his brother John. So they arrived at Jairus' house, where Jesus saw the confusion and heard all loud crying and wailing. He went in and said to them, why all this confusion? Why are you crying? The child is not dead. She is only sleeping. And they started making fun of him. So he put them all out took the child's father and mother and his 3 disciples and went into the room where the child was laying. He took her by the hand and said, Talitha.
Talitha
Talitha
Kumi.
Yeah, which
Arise,
means, little
young
girl,
girl,
I
arise.
tell you, get up. So
Right?
she got up at once and started walking
Yeah.
around. She was 12 years old.
Yeah.
And when this happened, they were completely amazed.
Why did Jesus put these other people in the room?
That's interesting.
Because among believers, you could have an unbeliever. And all it takes, if it takes faith the size of a mustard seed, how much unbelief do you think it takes to block the miracle?
Well, I think when you look at the ones who were chosen to go in, Peter,
Peter,
James, and John, they were disciples of Jesus, so they were connected to Christ.
Where the other 9 disciples
And,
was?
well, we don't know,
That's my point.
but
But they've been with Jesus everywhere, remember?
yeah. But in this case, he then told the girls,
The mummy was there.
let's see.
The daddy was there. I imagine that's because the child is a minor. You couldn't do nothing without the authority of the parents.
Right, so the parents,
Because all systems in heaven, or all
okay, he took the
systems on
child's
earth,
father and mother.
right?
Right, okay, so
all
yeah.
systems on
yeah,
earth
yeah.
mirror systems in heaven, right?
Yeah.
Which means that you have no authority over this child but through the source of the child, which is the parents. Yeah?
Yeah.
And so Jesus couldn't break that rank. He had to function in that way, and there were the parents of the child who were present. But Jesus didn't take none of the other 9 disciples with him.
Well, I guess he just thought those who were directly linked to this child.
What directly links Peter, James, and John?
Well, what I said earlier, Peter, James, and John was attached to Jesus.
Right.
All right?
Where the other 9 people was.
We don't know.
That's my
That's
point.
not my concern. I'm not really concerned with that. The
No, but I'm saying
reality
it's
is
relative,
that the
man.
miracle
They are
happened.
apostles, which means they all have the power. All 12 of them have the power.
No, they didn't get the power yet.
Okay.
Who performed the miracle?
Jesus.
Right.
So
Right.
they are
Right.
all disciples and apostles of Jesus, right? And that means that they have witnessed the power. They all had already witnessed Jesus' power.
Yeah. The miracles he did.
Then why Jesus didn't say, "Bring my 12 Negroes and let them
I
come
don't.
here"?
There,
So I'm
you
saying-
see,
so I'm
see,
saying that
you
it's
just go into
possible-
things that really don't make. It doesn't matter. Why are you so concerned
It
with that?
don't matter because you have
Why are
to,
you worried about the other disciples?
because like Charles Sanders always says, you cannot just preach the text, Bradley. You have to understand the origin of the thing. Where were they? What were they doing? Why were they there?
What's that?
Jesus was teaching, right?
What's the concern about that?
Let me walking you through it. Jesus was teaching on the mountain, right? Or in the wherever he was, right? You think all 12 of his disciples wasn't there? All 12 of them was there. Because he just go with them everywhere they go. And then they come and say, "Hey, teacher, the rich man daughter dead." Jesus said, "Y'all don't stress yourself over that, eh? Believe." Jesus finished teaching. Then Jesus said, "Okay, let's go see Jairus' daughter." You think the 12 of them ain't going behind him? Absolutely. This Jesus entourage. Then Jesus get to the room and say, "Take me where the little girl is. Bring her mommy and her daddy with me. Peter, James, John, y'all let's ride." Sometimes, and I feel my church of God now, sometimes,
So the rest of the disciples were non-believers.
or maybe he realized,
Yeah, you see what you're
or
doing,
maybe
right?
he realized that in this moment he couldn't risk unbelief.
But all of it is just assumption.
Because if it takes faith the size of a mustard seed to move a mountain, how much unbelief do you think it takes to block it?
Well, it's just, but all you're doing, and this is what a lot of preachers do, what you're doing. Y'all just go into things that just ain't make no sense.
How could you say it makes no sense? Bradley, if I offer you an alternate theory, you can't say that my theory makes no sense, but that your theory is
All right.
pure.
So, okay. All
I'm
right.
saying to you, Jesus was preaching.
So you guessing this, right? Because it ain't in the text.
And why would the text leave that out?
I don't know. I mean,
That's my point. So Jesus was preaching. We know from his journey, where did Jesus not take the 12?
hold on. Jesus have mercy. Boy, I tell you.
I sharpen in your iron, you know that
That's what I'm saying.
iron can sharpen iron.
No, you-
starting to sound like the Jehovah's Witness.
It ain't
You only-
that. Okay,
You only
let's-
want to talk to the people who easy to talk
I
to.
just like to deal with what's in the text.
And that's my point.
Everything else is
so you
just
have to
mere
deal with the
assumption.
implications of the text as
Oh,
well.
really?
Yes, what does the text imply?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Why would Jesus, okay, did Jesus heal the man in the pool of Bethesda with everybody looking? Yes. Did Jesus heal Who else Jesus healed?
Okay, so what's your point in all this?
The point I'm making is sometimes, some things that you pray for, you need to make sure you ain't blocking your own power of prayer by having unbelievers in proximity. Sometimes you gotta go send the unbeliever them. I say the boy ain't saved, I say he ain't got no faith.
So Jesus only took people who...
He take the fellas who
faith.
he know, believe. Peter,
those-
James, and John, you all
The
right?
rest of the disciples didn't believe.
I sure with them. I sure.
Mother.
He also didn't take none of the other people in the room with him. Because remember, those people laugh when Jesus say, this girl ain't dead. Do you recall that?
Yeah.
And Jesus say, I definitely ain't getting in a room with them. Because the power of miracle is attached to the ability to believe, which is what Jesus said. Just believe, Bradley. That ain't in the text. That ain't what in the text.
I'm trying to follow something.
What you following? Follow me.
A large crowd following press around. A woman was there who had... no, that's something different.
And they say, teacher, Jairus' daughter is dead. And Jesus said, yeah, y'all just believe. That was it. And he get to the house. No one was praying. No one was doing nothing. They was standing there agaze. And Jesus said, where the little girl is? And they say, she in the room. Boy, she dead, eh? Jesus said, I tell you all believe. You know something? Put these people outside. That's what happened.
Okay, so what is interesting, Jesus was doing some things, right? Okay. While Jesus was still speaking, some people came from the house of Jairus, the synagogue leader. Okay, your daughter's dead, they said. Why bother the teacher anymore? Okay, so they thought that was it. So on overhearing what they had said, Jesus told them, don't be afraid, just believe. What's what I said? He did not let anyone follow him except Peter, James, and John.
Why?
The brother of James. We don't know.
What did he instruct them to do?
We don't just
To believe.
no. While Jesus was still speaking, some people came from the house of Jairus. They want Jesus' apostles.
I
or
agree.
disciples.
I agree.
These
Me
were
and
just
you,
some
we ain't
people.
disagreeing.
Right.
Jesus was with his apostles teaching.
All right.
Some people
So-
from Jairus' house come and say, Jesus, Jairus' daughter dead. You follow it? Jesus say, y'all just believe. And continue teaching. Then when he was finished, right, he said, let's go see what happened to Jairus' daughter.
Right.
He gets to the house. What happens to the house?
Well, there was some confusion going
There was
on.
people
Railing and crying and all that kind of stuff.
Now, help me. Have you ever seen police go to a scene to investigate the scene, and by the time it's the scene over, the police, they're talking to the people as if they ain't here to wake? Or like a car accident or something, the police. Do you realize that that could contaminate or could be seen, or a criminal lawyer could actually argue that, man, the reason why the police investigated the accident the way he investigated is because these two, look, they know one another. You follow me?
Yeah, but when Jesus came to the scene,
Jesus come to the house.
it was like a crowd control thing.
Yeah.
When he came to the
Jesus
home,
was watching them, but it was also a faith thing, Bradley.
Jesus saw a commotion with people crying, wailing loudly. Went and
And
said
Jesus
to
said
them,
a bunch of crying and thing.
why
Don't bring
all this
that in this
commotion
room.
and wailing? The child is not dead, but asleep.
But she's sleeping.
But they laughed at him.
Then they say,
Right.
man, this man getting crazy.
'Cause
If
as
he
far
did
as they're
come,
concerned, this child was
if
dead.
he did come and we did voice call him, she mightn't have been dead then.
So-
but he take another hour. What do you mean she ain't dead? Ha ha ha. He.
So he put them all out. After he put
Jesus
them
say,
all
y'all
out.
put these people out this room. Put
No,
these people out this
Jesus
room.
put them out himself. All right.
Yeah,
so
you think he physically do that? He instruct that. Hey, get these people out of this
but the
room.
text doesn't say that.
Bradley, okay, you think the commissioner of
The
police...
text says after he put
Jesus
them
put them out the room.
all out,
Yeah.
he took the child's father and mother and disciples who were with him. So
So
obviously,
you think he physically take them out the room?
This
No,
was-
Jesus
this-
say, get out the room. That's it right there. Get out, everybody.
I stop.
Right? I trying to tell you how this happened.
I stop.
What are you stopping, Bradley?
You putting things is not in the
I'm
scripture.
not- The commissioner, every crime you commit in the country is committed against the commissioner of police. You realize that? Every charge that goes through the criminal court is against you and the commissioner of police. The commissioner of police was there? No. Her authority is. So Jesus said, get these people out this room. Or, hey, everyone out. That's the same thing as putting them out the room. You think Jesus going to hold their hand one by one? We got a dead girl laying in the bed here. You think you got time to do that? Jesus said, outside. I could tell you what I believe happened. Now, this is Levinism. I believe the other 9 disciples walk right out behind them people. That's what I believe happened.
But the text doesn't say that.
The text doesn't say that. It just said that was a Levinism.
Okay.
Because the question becomes, if Jesus was just with his 12 disciples preaching the gospel, how he get in this room and only Peter, James, and John could stay? Are they more anointed than the others? No. And all I'm saying is, sometimes the miracle you're looking for, you got to get rid of some of the unbelievers or let the unbelievers leave. So that when the power fall, man, I feel the church of God me flaring up, you know. So when the power fall, Bradley, if it take a seed, a seed-sized amount of faith, to move a mountain, Bradley, then how much disbelief do you believe it takes to erase the faith? And so Jesus said, I need the authority of the parents because I got to go through that. I can't usurp that. And I need me some fellas who believe. Little girl, Talitha Kumi. And there she come, Bradley. Anyway, we'll be back.
This is Freedom March.
This is Freedom March. Hello, welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us through the break. Y'all, we have to do like a Freedom March on the break, because I'm telling you, those conversations, they won't make it past Circle, but but they're actually pretty decent conversations.
Yeah, they could make it past
Yeah,
Circle.
you think so? Anyway, you're listening to us on 103.5 The Beat FM, channel 224, channel 112, that's Cable and Flow, and of course ILTV Studios. Where, Bradley?
You should be following us.
They should be following us.
But there's some issues with Facebook today, right?
Right, so go to YouTube. If you're on Facebook and you can't see us, go to YouTube. You like that advice?
Okay.
Good advice. Yeah. So, anyway, Bradley, I put it to you that if the disciples was with Jesus in Mark 1, which is where he picked them, I think that's the same place where he changed Simon's name, right, to Peter. And then Mark 2, I think he healed somebody's mother-in-law. I think that might have been Simon's mother-in-law as well. And then in Mark 3, he healed lame man hand. And I think Mark 4 is where they get on the boat. Yes? And he calmed the wind in the wind.
The parable of the sower is in Mark chapter 4. Let's see. A lampstand. The parable of growing the seed. The parable of the mustard seed.
In Mark 2, he healed the paralyzed man,
And then he
right?
calms the storm. Okay.
In Mark 2, he healed the paralyzed man. In Mark 1, John the Baptist prepares the way. Jesus is baptized and begins ministry. That's Mark 1. Mark 2,
5.
he healed the man, the lame man. Mark 3, what happened in Mark 3? I think
Don't forget now, these are not events that all took place on the same day, you know. These are different events that took place over a period of time. You can
No,
remember
man,
now.
the book of Mark. No. The book of Mark is a very close timeline.
How close do you think it is?
Very close.
You think all this happened within a 24-hour period?
Yes, it's not, if not 24, maybe 48. Because
Really?
if
including the resurrection, including the death of Jesus Christ and all? The whole book of Mark?
No. I'm talking about the story. Okay, so if you look at Mark 1, you talk about Jesus picking his disciples. Mark 2, Jesus is still in the area of Galilee and Mesopotamia or wherever that was he was, and then going on into the boat, into the storm and all that stuff. All that stuff is sequential, right? And all I'm saying is if Jesus had the disciples with him in Mark 1, in Mark 2, in Mark 3, and Mark 4, then how come he get to Mark 5 and all of a sudden the disciples going on lunch break? I am of the view, if I preach the text, the disciples walk right out the room with the rest of the people.
It doesn't say
Jesus
that.
didn't physically take those people out of the room.
It doesn't say that.
Jesus say, this bunch of snickering, you're
It
leave.
doesn't mention that all 12 of the disciples were there. It doesn't mention that.
Where they gone?
So everything else is just an assumption.
Ah, boy. Anyway, well, let me tell you what I'm not assuming. What I'm not assuming is that last night, the PLP had a rally.
Oh, they
You agree
did?
with that?
They did?
And unless you were living under a rock,
But you
know about the PLP's rally.
Yeah, and we all know why.
So, yeah, because they're the governing party and people just listen to them and they speak in the newspaper.
Everybody.
They in the newspaper, Bradley. Anyway, so while the PLP was having a rally, several things happened. I see that, do we have the clip of Joe Beth? We're going to go to the one with Joe Beth singing. So I remember how I always tell you that the same things that happen in Jamaican politics appears to be the exact playbook of the PLP.
Okay.
Remember I tell you that?
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
So remember
some weeks back.
the JLP made up a song during their rally time on the rally stage, right? You want to do the Jamaican one first? So there's a I don't remember the name of the Jamaican candidate who made up a song on the rally stage, right? It was awful, but it was catchy, right? So last night, apparently, Joe Beth Colby Davis is inspired from on high to make up a song about the PLP. Guess what?
Okay.
Just like the Jamaican one, it was awful, but who knows? Maybe it'll become catchy, right? And I smile at these things because the same marketing team must be advising the JLP and the... There's just no... Bradley, at this point, there is no way the similarities and the branding and the messaging, it's just ad hocly this much alike. And I find great humor in it. So the JLP used a remake of the Elephant Man song, right? And then, of course, last evening, I don't know what inspired her, but JoBeth decided to go for it and sing loudly into a microphone.
Don't stop the progress. PLP going higher and higher. Bahamian people, sing with me. Don't stop the progress. PLP going higher and higher. Bahamian people, you're not.
And wasn't it fantastic?
Don't quit your day job, eh?
Oh my goodness, wasn't it just wonderful? So I said, I don't see anything wrong with it. It sounds like a cat's meow, but she's allowed to do whatever she wants. But it just looks a lot like what I saw on the Jamaican rally stage, right? So let me go back and remind you that we just saw this exact playbook. It obviously makes for good politics. And can I say I'm actually happy to see that, that JoBeth is bringing out some personality, right? Because she's such an iron lady sometimes, I think people believe. And I guess people get to see a softer, more jovial side of her. Certainly not the best thing I've ever heard, but hey, it doesn't have to be good because it wasn't good in Jamaica either. So let's go to the clip from Jamaica.
Vote the Labour Party. Me and me charge it. We a better future. Me choose Jamaica. Vote the Labour Party. We're doing good for you. All it.
So we've proven that the singing doesn't need to be good. We've proven that we could just lay lyrics over people's tracks. Hopefully we don't get too much copyright infringements there. But I thought it was interesting, Bradley, and I thought that the people should get to hear it if they hadn't. What do you think?
So what was JoBeth's message?
Play JoBeth's song again, because Bradley missed the message.
The progress, eh?
JLP say vote for Labour Party.
And JoBeth says...
We have a plan for you, right? And JoBeth says...
Don't stop the progress. PLP going higher and higher. Bahamian people, sing with me. Don't stop the progress. PLP going higher and higher. Bahamian people,
Don't stop the progress.
And what does that mean?
I don't know, Bradley. I'm not a PLP.
What is the message?
It was for you. What did you
Okay,
take away
no,
from it?
No, she is asking the people not to stop the progress. Now, what progress is she talking about?
The PLP taking them higher and higher. You didn't listen to the lyrics?
I listen, I'm just trying to figure out exactly what is she saying. What do you think she's saying? It's amazing you could think that the 12 disciples, that 9 of them end up someplace else.
Yeah.
But now you can't tell me what this message is all about.
I don't need to think about this message. I can just tell you what it says.
Oh,
Don't
boy,
stop the process.
Okay,
the progress.
what
the
progress?
PLP.
What progress?
Of the PLP taking you higher and higher, Bradley.
Okay.
And the PLP.
Now, who
is-
she don't want to stop
Did she
the
say the
progress?
PLP is going all the way?
What is that equivalent to? She says, listen, don't stop the progress. What does that mean?
I know, Bradley. I was overwhelmed by the singing.
I'm thinking she's asking folks to vote the PLP back into power.
Well, it was a PLP rally, Bradley. I don't suspect she would go there.
So that's I think that's what she means. Don't stop the progress. You know, don't stop the progress, man. Listen, we're going higher and higher. Okay. All
What
right.
do you think about this thing?
Okay, the message. JoBeth. Remember back in the day, for those who maybe 15 or they used to have this show called The Gong Show. And what they did was they allowed talents to come up and sing. And they had this big round cymbal.
Yeah.
and this thing in your hand.
Yeah.
And when you had enough, you go, boing. That's what that reminds me of.
Wow. Wasn't it just delightful?
But yeah, okay, she's sending the message.
It doesn't
Don't
have to
stop
be
the
good
progress.
singing. It doesn't have to be good singing. We proved that in Jamaica. The Jamaican Labour Party won. The singing could be terrible, but, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but message.
Interesting.
Don't
Don't
stop
stop the progress. The PLP is doing what?
Taking you higher and higher.
Taking you higher and higher, Bradley.
The light bills in particular. How about that?
Spoken like an
Anyhow.
F&M.
Anyhow, it is what it is.
Oh boy. Anyway, so outside of that, I also see, because Bradley, you know, I tell you all the time, I feel like they're writing another Bible. And if in fact they're going to write another Bible, I believe I'm going to be a person in the new Bible, right?
They're writing another book. Now, is this book inspired? Because the word Bible means book. So
Yeah.
I would run with you on that. They're writing another book. Now,
Right, and they could name it The Next Bible. Why they
the
can't name
next
it that?
book. But it cannot be, it isn't the Holy Scripture though.
What you mean? If the men are inspired by God, why wouldn't the scriptures be holy?
So we have some men inspired now.
I think all inspiration comes from God. That's where innovation comes from. You know, we argue this all the time. You don't think that the fellas who wrote hymns were inspired by God?
I believe the people who wrote those spiritual hymns were people who really studied God's word and saw his message, understood God's passion for the human race and his forgiveness through his son Jesus Christ. And they wrote songs that basically mirror what you see in scripture. Let me give you an example. There's a song that says, "There is a fountain
Filled with blood. Drawn from
drawn from
Emmanuel's
vein." Now
and
watch,
sinners who
plunge beneath the flood.
lose
all.
all.
Now, what is this being plunged beneath the flood all about?
Baptism.
So I'm telling you that these people who wrote these spiritual songs, no doubt, have been reading and studying God's word, see the powerful spiritual message in it, and they write spiritual songs that would connect or line up with scripture. Most do. Some of
So
them
you
don't.
consider that an inspiration or not?
Yeah, they're inspired
So
by
if
the
they were
word.
inspired
They're inspired
by God,
by the
then they
word.
could
By the
write.
word.
And if they wrote it and put it all together, what would stop it from becoming the next Bible?
I'll stick to the one that we had that's been around for more than 5,000 years.
But you know that Bible was at one point only around for one day. At some point. At some point, that Bible was 1 day old. You agree? Okay, so what would stop the next Bible from being 1 day old at some point?
Well, I'll see. When the next Bible comes out, I guess we'll take a look at it. And
And so I believe I will be in the next Bible, and then there will be words in there that says, "Then came the Spirit of the Lord unto Leaven." So I'm going to tell you at some point about the Spirit of the Lord that came unto Leaven. But before that, I see that the PLP did a great deal of effort in paying tribute to Vaughn Miller, and I like Vaughn. So I want to show you what the PLP had to say about Vaughn
okay.
last night at the rally. Producer? The tribute to Vaughn.
You say you don't have it.
We don't have the video? Okay, let's hear the Prime Minister's words about Vaughn Miller then.
Our brother Vaughn. We've lost a good man. Our brother Vaughn. Vaughn was a family man. He was family. He served his people with dignity, humility, and strength. So the people of Golden Isles, you're on my mind and in my heart. PLPs? On the way! PLPs? On the way! I know many of you have questions tonight about what comes next. But for now, I want you to do one thing. I want you to do one thing for now. Stay alert. Yes. Stay ready. Yes. And stay faithful. Amen. Because when the time comes, and it will come, you will hear from me. Yes, sir. But tonight is not the night for that.
The Prime Minister say, I want you all to do one thing. Stay ready. Stay alert. Prime Minister, that's three things.
Be ready. Be alert.
Stay faithful.
And stay.
That's three things.
Okay. But they do connect, eh? At some point.
So they three connecting things. That still don't make them one thing.
Okay. What was he supposed to have said?
Oh, I don't know. I don't write a speech, nor does he pay me to write them or pay for my advice. I just say, you can't tell the people, I want you to do one thing for me. Stay late. Because that's one thing.
Oh, so he should have said, I want you to do 3 things for me then.
Here is what I'd like you to do for me. While we wait, in your waiting, here's what I'd like you to do. But you can't say, I want you to do one thing for me and then give the people 3 things to do. Because now, what if people pick one out of the 3? What if they stay ready?
Ready, alert.
What if they stay late and then don't stay?
Ready, alert, and faithful?
Yeah. They might know that faithful is the main one.
I can see a connection between the 3, basically. But, you know, it is what it is.
And so I want to tell you what it is I believe I heard the Spirit of the Lord said to me yesterday. You ready?
The Spirit of the Lord talking to people now?
Yeah, the Spirit of the Lord don't talk to you.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm asking you a
I'm
question.
listening, go ahead.
But you can't
The Spirit of the Lord talk to you.
I ask you a question.
What
Yes.
does the Spirit tell you?
I feel like the Spirit of the Lord said to me that the person who should run in the Golden Isles constituency, rather, should be someone who is a seasoned politician, someone who already doesn't have much longevity left, someone who has good network ability, someone who the party will just outrightly accept, someone who has actually offered themselves for service at a national level and has proven that they require no polish, they require no training, they require no anything that a candidate, any one of the new candidates would require. If they had to end up in the cabinet, no one would oppose that. If they didn't end up in the cabinet, no one would oppose that because they could effectively go in areas like the environment and make a difference. So you literally could make them, I don't know, a special envoy. What would they Czar, or what did Barry Christie make Shane Gibson?
The Czar of the hurricane?
Yeah, so you could make up something for him because he doesn't have to be in cabinet, although he could be in the cabinet quite comfortably and there'd be no issue, right? Outside of the people that like to just whine and kvetch about his name being called, no real detraction can be made from this person if you nominated them, and you wouldn't have to worry about him trying to run again in the next election because he understands that this is the last nail knock. And it gives you an opportunity to build out, pick through, sift through your other 4 candidates and put some polish on them in the meantime, because we got people like Senator Pickstock who's saying that all he want to do is offer national service while sitting in the upper chamber and being executive chairman of one of the government's most meaningful tools presently, right? Obviously, he's not aware that he is in fact offering national service, right? Then there are the DeSantis and the Joe Johnsons and those, right? Who are in private life right now and are very busy with their private lives. And an immediate, abrupt decision like a run in Golden Isle might affect them personally on a level that will affect their ability to offer public service in the future. Plus, DeSantis is 34, I think. She has forever to be a politician.
So right now, what you're doing is you want to pick this candidate for Golden Isles.
I'm telling you what I think the Spirit of the Lord said to me, Bradley.
And so, the PLP will do well to listen to you because you got this one high.
Yes.
Because you said the Spirit of the Lord spoke to you.
Yes, yes.
So this came directly from heaven.
Yes.
All right. So you're saying then there's a possibility
Producer, we have my picture?
that if the PLP doesn't listen to this advice, there's a possibility that they could send the wrong person and go Niles and get beat.
Yes.
You all hear that?
You ready?
You just can't make this stuff up now.
You have my picture? Producer? You want to see who it is I think the PLP should nominate to run and Golden Isles?
Deep. This is deep.
You want to make a guess?
Boy, it was something else.
You have the picture, producer? Let's put up the picture of who I think would be the most natural person to nominate in Golden Isles. That isn't Michael Alkidas.
Okay, who is this person?
I'm waiting on the producer.
Here's the winner. Leslie Miller?
Ta-da!
The pot cake.
Precisely.
Cinnamon. How old is Leslie?
Why does that matter? Is he dead?
I don't know if that's something he wants to do.
You don't want that.
Because if he does, he will have to now divest himself of his PLP contracts.
Or does he? He only has to do it if he goes in the cabinet.
Okay. Okay. So you think they can send him to the Senate? A seasoned politician like him?
He's not going to the Senate. He would run for the seat in the Parliament.
And that's it.
No, Bradley, what are you talking about? He would run for the Golden Isle seat.
Right.
What else is he supposed to do?
Okay.
He doesn't need to campaign.
So you think Leslie Miller would just want to sit in the seat and go now?
Didn't you hear me say that they could, if they have to put him in cabinet, there are no qualms there. But if he doesn't go in the cabinet, because like you say, allegedly he has government contracts, which would conflict him from being in the cabinet, fine. He can serve anywhere in government because he has the acumen.
I don't know if Leslie
He
wants
has the
to-
polish. What is your disagreement?
No. I'm just saying, I don't know, if I could remember the conversation I had with him the last time, he was walking out east. I don't know if he wants to.
You think Leslie doing all that walking to not be considered viable? He wants people to pick him for whichever race they have him.
Okay, well.
And walking keeps you in good shape for being eligible to be picked, regardless of the race. And I'm saying to you that when you look at it on the sensibility scale, right? How sensible is this decision? Do PLPs connect with Leslie Miller? Yes.
Yeah, man, yeah.
Has he been their champion of the poor for many years?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Has he sat in cabinet? Yes. Has he sat in the parliament on more than one occasion?
I'm sure he did.
Yes. Is he actively among the campaign generals of the Progressive Liberal Party president?
Definitely, yeah.
Yes. Would you consider him to be at the front or at the back of the line with regards to the PLP's hierarchy?
He's probably at the front.
Okay.
He's probably at the front.
Why not Leslie Miller? You risk nothing if he loses. You could just say, well, we pick a old guy.
You risk nothing if he loses?
No, you could say we pick a old guy, they didn't want a old guy. You could blame the whole loss.
You fault him for losing the by-election.
Yes, you could blame the whole loss on Leslie.
Oh, really?
And if he wins,
It ain't gonna work that way.
and if he wins, right, he know, boy, you got a 6-month job, eh? Don't get comfortable. I given these people a chance to train because we didn't know Vaughn was dead.
So
So Vaughn dead, that was a little more than we had planned for. Here is our stopgap measure. Leslie is a big enough a wedge to put in this space and you not miss a step.
Oh no.
You keep squeezing your face
PLP
tight like someone squeezing
No,
lime
it
on
ain't that.
But you have not offered me
I
an
don't know.
alternative.
Alternative to Leslie Miller?
Why not Leslie?
Yeah, that's a good question. Let's send Obi Roberts.
Don't waste Obi. Don't waste Obi. Don't do that to him. You already take Golden Gates from Obi. You already take West End from Obi. Do not send Obi against this candidate that's been on the ground for 9 years. Do not do that to Obi. Why not Leslie? When is the election?
We don't know.
May 5th.
No, the Prime Minister didn't say that.
Okay. You want bet 6 bears on it?
All he did was say, stay ready, be alert, and be faithful.
Right.
He said, don't worry. People are concerned about some things, but he said, don't worry about that for now.
And Joe Bet say?
Don't stop the progress.
Why? Why?
Because the light bills are getting high.
Wow.
I trying
Why
to.
not? You Bradley, you can't sit
I'm
here.
trying to connect this all in my head to see if this. Mind you, I mean,
Leslie ticks all the boxes.
Leslie Miller. How old is Leslie?
He ain't dead. He beat Vaughn Miller right there. The person that's sitting in the seat was a Miller. Leslie's a Miller. We even ain't got to change some of the nameplates.
Well, There you got it, Mr. Prime Minister. Leslie is a winner in Golden Isles.
Okay. If not Leslie, who?
I tell you, let's send Obi Roberts.
Don't do that to Obi. As a matter of fact, if I were Obi, I would be offended if they sent me to Golden Isles.
Why?
Why would Obi is one of the party's battle axes. Why would I go in Golden Isles against a man that's been on the ground for 9 years when
Listen.
I had chopped chicken liver like Michael Folks to take on? You all take that from me, right?
He needs to get his feet wet, man.
Yeah, he need to get his foot wet, not his feet. You see how them two things is two different sentences?
Yeah.
Okay. So that ain't no wetting foot, beloved.
I don't know.
Probably, but you can't say you don't like my candidate, but you ain't have no.
I'm
now
not
you
say-
sound
I'm
like
not
the
saying-
Haman woman.
I'm not saying-
You ain't want what I want, but you ain't want what
No,
I
I'm
want
not
to give
saying
you. But
that-
you don't know what you want.
I'm not saying Leslie
Oh,
Leslie Miller is probably a good choice.
He's
but
possibly the best candidate. If he loses, you blame it on him being old. If he wins, he requires no training, and he really shouldn't be looking for nothing. And he only gonna have the job by the time as they swear him in. He can't even hang the thing on the wall because the ink ain't have time to dry, and election should be here. Don't more Freedom March. I'll be right back after the break.
This is Freedom March.
Hello, thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Levin Miller. Welcome back to Freedom March. Bradley Roll, the spiritual advisor extraordinary and plenipotentiary, and advocate against Leslie Miller.
No, I'm not advocating against Leslie Miller.
Just tell me, begin with Bradley. I'm Leslie.
Leslie Miller, I'm sure is almost 80.
So is Brave Davis. So is Donald Trump.
Leslie
He's
Miller,
not dead.
Leslie Miller has a daughter that is in frontline politics.
You starting to sound like Darren Picks. Talk to me now. What does that mean?
Leslie Miller has said on numerous occasions that he's done with that frontline politics. So I don't know if it's even worth it.
He was
for him.
also tearing his clothes off in the road almost when they, and I mean figuratively, right? It is a figurative statement, right? When they told him that he wasn't going to get the nomination. You recall that?
Okay.
Yeah, you recall how he almost lay down in the middle of traffic because they wouldn't nominate him? You remember how he was going on a talk circuit all around the Bahamas saying that he suspects that whatever day Brave Davis is nominated, so will Leslie Miller be nominated? What are you talking about?
I think Leslie Miller is more effective the way he is now. You know, he's advocating, he's taking the young politicians or the aspiring ones around to get their feet wet.
And what
He's
better
showing
way to
them-
do that?
He's showing them how
What
to
better way to do
campaign.
that than as the member of parliament
You know?
with 4 prospective candidates who could hitch their car to him and follow him around and watch the juggernaut work?
All right, well, let's see what the PLP does.
Okay.
But I don't know if they're going to go that direction. But it's a suggestion.
You haven't been able to give me one reason why.
And you're right. I mean,
Yeah, not
you know,
one reason. So the Prime Minister had a list of accomplishments that he thought that the people that came outside in the rain to the PLP's rally should hear last night. Let's hear from the Prime Minister and why he thinks the Progressive Liberal Party should be re-elected.
Ended harmful, punitive policies, replacing them with policies that offered relief and renewal. We ended the lockdowns, we reopened our schools, and we revived our economy. We knew Bahamians would rise again. We pulled the country back from the fiscal brink. We came in to a credit downgrade, and we turned it into a credit upgrade. Remember September 16, 2021, on that blessed day we were elected in government. A few days later, the country was downgraded. Wow. And now look where we are today. We came into a credit downgrade, and we turned it into a credit upgrade. We are revitalizing the economy, creating new jobs, partnerships, and investments. With faith and hard work, we can do so much more to build a country where all our children can dream bigger dreams, where young families can build a future, and where no Bahamian is left behind. Our mission remains to expand opportunity, island by island. Our mission is clear: security, opportunity, affordability, and reform.
Yeah, and so the Prime Minister said the goal is to soar security, opportunity, what? Ambition and reform? Something like that. But he says, listen, we opened the school now. We stopped the lockdown. I really know 4 years later if you could keep those things on your list of accomplishments, right? Could you imagine if we were all still locked in a house? Yeah, certainly there would be either no more husbands or no more wives. You all would just kill each other. And then, of course, the Prime Minister says that we came in and we inherited a downgrade. But, of course, you know, recently there's been an upgrade of the Bahamian rating, right? To, what is it, B+ now? Moody's?
I can't remember.
Okay, and so the Prime Minister said those are the things that we're expanding opportunity for every child, where no Bahamian feels left behind. Sounds a little Lyndon Pinley to me right there, you know. But apparently he thinks that that's why the PLP should be re-elected. What do you think?
Well, he stated his case. Let's see if the Bahamian people buys into it.
Do you think the Bahamian people are ready to soar?
Well, I know one thing for sure: the Bahamian people are ready to go to elections.
Do you think they're ready to soar?
Okay, no doubt.
Do you think that they want
Now
to
the
go
question is
higher
it
and
with the
higher?
PLP though?
Do you think they want to go high? Well, who did Joe Bad say could take them higher and higher?
Okay.
Oh boy. Anyway, let's go to birthdays.
Yeah, okay, we got just two birthdays today. Two shout outs. Let's see. Who do we have? Producer, I'm so sorry. Okay, good. Latoya Butler. Latoya Butler, happy birthday. Greetings goes out to Latoya Butler, who celebrates her birthday today. Enjoy your birthday and be blessed. Betty Bain. Happy birthday to Betty Bain, a loyal watcher of Freedom March.
Hello,
We thank
Betty.
you. We thank you. From her son, Sean, her granddaughter, Kayla, and all her loved ones. So happy birthday to Betty Bain. And that looks like all the birthdays for the day.
Yeah. I want to send a shout out to my friends over at Island Connect. Bradley, you see, it's almost time for me to go and see them again.
Oh yeah, that's the barber, that's right.
That's my barber. And so I want to say a special shout out to all the boys in the barber shop.
You'll be going there tomorrow.
Tomorrow, as sure as twice, one is two. That's what your Grammy
If it's the Lord's will.
If it's the Lord's will.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the only thing that can stop me from going is a heart attack. Nothing
Okay.
else.
And if Jesus come.
Well, I feel like that's what the heart attack will be about.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't think so? Yeah. So I'm over there every Wednesday. I invite you to go over there and check them out and just tell them I send you. They got to have something they could do with you, Bradley. If you, I don't care what your problem is, Island Connect can fix it. All right?
Think so?
I promise you.
All
And
right.
then, of course, let me send a special shout out to my friends over at the Kingsman Collection, right? You should go and become one of the Kingsmen. You saw what they did with me,
Yeah,
Onyx Man of the Year
Yeah.
award. People tell me, Bradley, they wasn't sure who the Man of the Year was. They say, when they see me walk out the elevator, my brother,
they say you shine up like a penny and could almost pass for a gentleman.
yeah. Yeah, and I wanted them to know I's big time, you know. I big time on no time, Bradley. All right? And so to my friends over at the Kingsman Collection, I'm saying a special shout out to you. And to the girls over at NID, Bradley, they hail us every single time.
Yes,
They see us because they want to make sure that they know that they are avid Freedom March watchers.
Yes, yes.
And
indeed.
I also met someone today who said that they have an 8-year-old and that their 8-year-old never, ever, ever misses an opportunity to listen to Freedom March. And so I reminded her that since the passing of Senator Monka, I have assumed leadership for the woman them because the woman them can't be left alone. Other than that, Pookie them, like the thief in the night, will come and they will steal from the flock. And so in my effort to keep the woman them safe, I've taken responsibility for the woman them. I see that there's some guy around here purporting to want to lead the woman them. I don't trust him.
Who's
I don't
that?
think he's safe.
Who's that?
You don't know him?
Oh, Levi Miller?
No.
Oh.
No, I put you man Church of God. What are you talking about? But that other guy, I don't think he's safe. There's a guy around here purporting to want to lead the woman them. He's not safe. But, Bradley, more importantly, to the baby who is in the car listening to us daily, I want to make sure that I say hello to the baby them.
Indeed.
Yeah, because the baby them are equally important and they guarantee or they ensure us longevity, right? Because the woman them will be old soon. And all we'll have left is the baby them who will come behind them and ensure that they carry on the fight.
Absolutely.
So to the woman them, to the baby them, to Island Connect, to Kingsman Collection, who am I missing, Bradley? To the woman them at NIB, to the girls at Commonwealth Bank Blue Hill Road, behind the Shell gas station. They never miss an opportunity to ask me about your spiritual advisor. I
Good
gotta
roast
shout
up.
them out. Yeah, so Norma Thompson and the crew over there, special shout out to you from
Indeed.
Freedom March. I think that's everybody. And to my dear friend Redhead who never misses a show. Her nor her ma, she tell me. She say, me nor my ma has missed this show.
Well,
Yeah, I want to say a special shout out to them. All right?
indeed. Absolutely.
I think we should open up the phone lines because I want people to tell me why they don't think Leslie should be.
Yeah, maybe we should get some feedback. Now, notwithstanding that the Prime Minister said that, we got to give some time to mourn the loss of Vaughan Miller.
I'm so happy that you say that.
And that, in all fairness, you should. I understand that life goes on. Yes, make no mistake about that. Life goes on. But I always say that even from Scripture, even from Old Testament and New Testament, it seems as if there's always this time for mourning, to grieve this person, and then eventually you move on.
Bradley, I want to say this. As I move around this country, I just want to swap security officers in the head. Because I don't understand how difficult this is to figure out. Bank of the Bahamas right here, they got this flag flying high as Geronimo. I've been to Sadie Curtis this morning. They consider themselves the center of excellence. They flag flying high as Jericho Wall. Who else had flag flying high as Jericho Wall? The Royal Trust people right here on the corner, they got the national flag lower, and guess what? They got the royal flag flying high as Jericho Wall. And if you out there driving around, that boy on the highway, Eagle Electric them, they flag flying high as Jericho Wall. And I don't understand it because Bahamians continue to talk about their level of patriotism, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody is a patriotic Bahamian, and apparently, if you listen to the idiots over there in the coalition, they will tell you something stupid like, oh, they put Haiti on the medal, right? Because Neanderthals will listen to anything. One bunch of buffoons just walking up and down, tripping over each other, and nobody wants to stop for 1 second to use the soft matter that God put underneath this thick skull called a brain so that you could hear vapid nonsense when you hear it, right? But in all of your patriotism, in all of your desire to be a patriot and so proud to be a Bahamian, the nation's leader and his cabinet have called for a time of mourning and the lowering of flags, Bradley. These people haven't got the flag stuck up high in there. Like it must be from the castle of their heart. Because I can't understand how hard is it to get a half-masting correct.
It's deep.
And so wherever you see a flag flying half-mast, you take a picture of it and you send it to us. Because I intend to call them idiots. Because if you behave like an idiot, Bradley, what I could do?
Call you idiot.
Yeah. If you act like a fool, I shall call you
a fool.
And Charles Sanders taught me this scripture that I shall never forget, Bradley. You know what it is? It's one of my favorite scriptures. I think it's possibly only second to Corinthians 9, which says, behold, I've become all things to all men, that by all means I might save some.
Win some.
That's my favorite scripture. You know what my second favorite scripture is?
Go ahead.
The bridle for the horse, the whip for the ass, but the rod was made for the back of a fool. And I want to take a rod and rest it on some of these idiots.
No, PS from calls?
I can't just run out for you.
No.
Let's go to the calls. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March. Turn your radio down. Welcome to Freedom March.
Hello.
Hi.
Good evening, sir.
Hi.
You and spiritual advisor.
Good afternoon.
I heard you talking about about Leslie Miller.
Mm-hmm.
He said on the other Miller show last night that he will not be running in frontline politics again. He's got to deal with his grandchildren.
I'm happy you all believe him. Politicians in the Westminster system, they never die. Check Winston Churchill, all right?
Okay. And also, you want to know who I think could replace Leslie?
Or who should run, basically?
Or who should run? There's another Miller who's a champion for the for the PLP.
Mm-hmm.
And I think his name is Levan Miller.
Oh, no, I'm
Maybe
an FNA.
He should run.
I'm an FNA.
And we'll see. You're an FNA until you get that nomination from the PLP.
No. Cue my jingle. Cue my jingle. Cue my jingle. I have to wash this off immediately. Cue my jingle. I'm an FNA, and we don't play, caller.
You don't play?
No, sir.
Until you get that call from the PLP.
I ain't listening to him. Thank you very much. Play my jingle.
Caller.
Let me wash that off of this good radio.
Cause we don't play. Come go this way and vote for the FNA. We are the FNA because we don't play. Come go this way and vote for the FNA. Tell them take the FNM, we ain't one of them. And the PLP is a gangster by just one guy. So if you wanna go all the way, come go with the FNA. We are the FNA because we don't play. Come go this way and vote for the FNA. When they shout PLP, just say no way. You're going with us in the FNA. The FNM done lost their way, and we don't play, we vote in FNA. The COI have a plan, they say, but the best plan is to go with the FNA.
I am FNA. Which camera? I am FNA, and I don't play. Y'all go call Leslie. Y'all call Leslie. Bradley, what am I? I am FNA, my brother, and I don't play. Let's go back to the phone lines. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm calling about Auckland. I was visiting there. Man, look at mosquitoes, swarming.
Wow.
Tourists can't even go there.
You said the
I got up, I got up this morning, and man, the floor was full of mosquitoes.
Really?
Full of mosquitoes. I could send you all the
video?
I could send you all the picture, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, look here. Tourists, they gotta do something.
You said the
People
tourists
getting the
can't
money
even come with so much
to spray
mosquitoes.
there, and they ain't doing their job.
Which
Wow.
part of Auckland?
The whole Auckland, the whole
The whole
Auckland.
thing, the whole thing. Send us the picture. Send us the picture so we can show it
Okay,
to Dr.
I can
Dell.
send it to this number?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you.
The woman said, so much mosquito in Auckland, the tourists
wow.
can't come. Well, goodness and mercy shall follow me. Hello, caller, welcome to Freedom March. 323-775-6980-775. Bradley, what am I?
You see an FNA?
And we
what does
don't play.
What is it mean? Free National Alliance?
I keep telling you this like the Lodge, Bradley. I can tell you when you join. Are you prepared to join?
No.
We need a chaplain.
No.
We need a chaplain.
That's all right.
I need a chaplain who God does listen to more than Gregory Minutes, because Greg has played his pretty big prayer. So I need to make sure that if Greg pray to win and you pray to win, God don't listen to Greg and he come listen to us.
Well, Bishop Gregory Menace,
Yes.
the chaplain for the FNL?
Right. I trying to outdo him, Bradley. And who better to pick than a man who know the Holy Scripture, Bradley?
Gregory Menace is my friend, so I can't go against him.
Oh, boy. You ain't going against him. You just making sure God come see about us first. So you have to say, God, don't listen to Greg.
That'd be going against him.
Oh, boy. 323-775-698-0775. None of y'all could tell me why not Leslie. And don't tell me nothing but Leslie say grandchildren. Leslie look like any of your daddy is grandchildren too? No. You could just look at some people and see you don't carry children to them. And I feel that way about Leslie Miller. Leslie Miller look like the kind of granddaddy who won't go walking in the morning. He won't sit down and have coffee with the boys and read the newspaper. He won't drive around the town. Maybe make sure all the women that are
You don't
walking...
think he wants to spend time with his grandchildren?
Yeah, like he won't go, Papa baby Bookie, Papa baby bear. I put the baby on my lap and then I take him out of here. That's what he won't do.
Okay.
Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Levant,
Hey, buddy.
I thought the cabinet, the government of the Bahamas said this time of mourning for Juan Miller will be from the 30th to the 4th. And during that time, half flag will be flown at half mast.
They back up?
You can hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, so I hear you talking about the flag being half mast no more. They ain't supposed to be flying at half mast no
Well,
more. I even passed the CLB headquarters today, and they flag up to the top.
Well, they said out here...
So the morning period and the half mast was from the 30th to the 4th of October.
Well, but they had them up before that, is what I'm saying to you. But they also... I just keep forgetting to remind y'all. But this one out here by the royal people, they got the national flag half-mast. When I come in the studio, this was the case. And they had their flag full-mast.
Oh.
All right?
Anyway, that's all I call about.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
And if you write that out, I mean, I have to apologize to Sadie Curtis because I only see that one today. But I didn't realize today was the 7th. But also, I noticed that there are a number of other people going around who either got their institution flag at full mast, and I just want to flap them in their head with something. Hello, caller, welcome to Freedom March.
No, we don't need calls.
323-7775-698-0775. You think about the reason why it can't be Leslie yet? You say Leslie will be a great
Well, I
rally.
mean, because I'm convinced that he's done. I mean, you know, he should be around 70.
Why you keep saying that? How old is Donald Trump?
77 or 78.
Don't, Leslie Miller and Brave Davis should be about the same age, eh?
Which is what? 78?
74?
I doubt that. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
You trying to say Leslie look bad? What you saying?
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, Levan, good afternoon to you and spiritual advisor.
Good afternoon.
Man of FNA, that's the party.
Yeah.
Man, if that was the official party, you would get some good split votes.
I want to split the vote, I won't win.
Huh?
I want to split the vote, I won't win.
No, you ain't gonna win just the first time now.
Man, come on, why not? You all ain't let Brown win the first time. You all ain't let Lincoln win the first time. You all see what
But
you
that's
all
why
get?
you ain't gonna win the first time.
Oh, boy.
Listen, I want man, listen, they need to put you in that ring as a candidate for Golden Isles, man.
My brother
Everybody will see it.
My brother
You the man make sense on TV and the nation is listening to you.
My brother is the FNA.
Let me tell you another person who could get that seat without any effort campaigning. That's Mr. Sebastian Bastian.
I want Sabasco, my gal. I didn't tell you all that.
No, but what I'm saying, that's an easy seat for him. If the PLP won that, they could get that.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I say, for you to get your feet wet, Mr. Miller, man, everybody champion for you to get that, man. Them 4 candidates who didn't get there, they knew the politics, but they didn't get the, what I should say.
The je ne sais quoi.
Right, like what you got.
Yeah.
I pull in for you, man.
Man, you pull in like a record?
Yeah, man. And spiritual is, right on, man. You can make sure you get in there.
I trying to get him to be chaplain of the FNAs.
I want him to get some contracts.
Oh, boy. But, hey, caller, let me ask you this, right? You've heard my position on Leslie Miller.
Yes, sir.
Can you detract from that? Why it can't be Leslie?
Let me put it like this. Leslie is an old man, right? You may not say that he shouldn't rest with his grandchildren or whatever, right? Let him rest, man. Leslie done been in the fight, fighting for the people.
Right,
he
but if the
do some
job
good
is only a
things.
6-month job,
give some young, vibrant person a chance to do something.
But if the job is only a 6-month job, here's the thing. You get away without promising anything with Leslie as your candidate. He know the job only for 6 months. You know the job only for 6 months. You ain't got to give him nothing special because it's a 6-month job.
But guess what? You shouldn't give him that opportunity. Reason being, if you put him in there for 6 months, the people get used to him. Then he gonna stay.
No, because he could now anoint one of the 4 people. You follow me?
I got you.
He could now say, listen, by the power vested in me and by the power of Grayskull, I anoint Joe Johnson.
Well, he could do that, but then the people may not want Joe Johnson.
Wow,
the people may not want Joe Johnson.
I was trying to put in a plug for Joe. I like Joe.
Boy, you will be the ideal man for the post, man.
Oh, boy. I can see if I can get the FNA on the ballot caller. Let me see if the people feel like you feel. Thank you very much.
Oh, man. But anyhow,
all right,
go have a good day, man.
Yeah, man, you too. Buddy. All right, maybe we can get some people. If you're listening to the show and you live in Golden Isles, give us a call. Maybe we could chat with you to see who you want.
But Leslie Miller is a national figure. I think people all around the Bahamas could tell us why they don't think it should be Leslie.
Well,
that's another thing. Leslie is so prominent, you ain't got to sell him. You could just say, hey, this Leslie. He's 77 years old, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, people of Golden Isle, see Leslie? Y'all want him? And if they say no, you say, see, that's exactly why we didn't nominate him the last time. We tell him, go sit your whole self down. But he keep trying to get nominated, so, oh boy, next time we can send you on somebody who ain't old. And the PLP will be able to walk away unscathed. But if you send one of these young people and they get killed with beating on there, you ain't gonna recover from that, Bradley. Don't move Freedom March, it's gonna be right back. This is Freedom March.
This is Freedom March.
Hello, welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you for staying with us through the break. I'm Living Miller on 103.5 The Beat FM. Channel 224 on cable, channel 1121 Flow and ILTV studios. I don't say that for you if you're already listening to us. I say that so that you can call your friends and invite them to not listen to other stuff and to come here and listen to us. But the goal is often to inform, to educate, and sometimes we entertain. We have Tanya on the line. Hello, Tanya.
Good afternoon, Mr. Miller, and good afternoon, spiritual advisor. It's your girl, Tanya, coming to you live from Shop Smart Department Store, your miracle right here, number 122 Mackey Street, where we say we're here for you for whatever season of your life and for everyday living. Come and explore Halloween with Shop Smart. Remember, smart shoppers, Shop Smart has got 40% off all of our Halloween items. So if you're looking for the ghouls and the gals, if you're looking for something to dance and shake, if you're looking for the witch that is hanging onto the side of the house, whatever it is you're looking for, whether it is decor, whether it is mask, whatever it is, we've got the Halloween candles, the candy dishes. We have got all of the figurines and all of the designs that you need for this and every part of your Halloween season. Shop Smart is located right here at number 122 Mackey Street, and we say we're here for you for whatever season of your life. And as this is the Halloween season, it's only fitting that we have 40% off everything Halloween, whether it is for you, whether it's an inflatable, whether it's for your pets, whether it's a pumpkin, a Halloween basket, or it is a Halloween doorbell. Shop Smart has got Halloween games as well as Halloween wreaths, Halloween garlands. We've got all of the Halloween DIY as well as all of the Halloween skeletons. We're open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. for your shopping convenience. But if you can't come into the store, just give us a call on numbers here at the store, 698-1051 or 698-1052. Or you can just send us a message on our WhatsApp line. That number is 813-4397. Remember to shop early, to shop often, and to shop smart.
Thank you very much, Tanya. Don't forget, Bradley, shop early,
Shop often, and the Shop Smart.
Shop Smart. We got more calls on the phone. Let's go to the phone lines. Hello, caller.
Good afternoon, Mr. Miller. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right, big guy. Good afternoon to spiritual advisor as well.
Good afternoon, sir.
And good afternoon to the entire show, your viewers and your listeners.
Absolutely.
All right, Mr. Miller. I don't know if you recall my call last week. I told you that the Progressive Liberal Party, the governing party, was going to be a bit of a quandary.
Right.
This is election time right now, man. You know, all due respect to the late member of Parliament, Mr. Miller.
Right.
We you know, the election system is
Yeah.
You know, this is what it is.
Men of war go to war.
This is it. This is political war right now. And the fact of the matter is, you mentioned Mr. Miller. Now, another caller already said that Mr. Miller alluded to the fact that he's a non-fact, and I think that's the best thing for him to do. No, don't throw his hat in this ring.
Sure.
As it stands now, I've seen 4 names out there. There's a name that's often being missed out by the media, a young lady by the name of Brian L. Cartwright. Her name is mentioned internally. It's internally within the workings and the machinations of the PLP. She is a long stalwart. She's a young lady, very vibrant. I know her personally. The challenge for the PLP is the same thing I said last week. You know, they late to the dance. They're late to the dance.
Sure, they're 9 years behind Brian, right?
Pardon me?
They're about 9 years. Whoever this candidate is will be about 9 years in campaign time behind Brian.
But we can't give the entire seat away yet. You know, it's
I agree. I'm just saying that any new candidate.
Brian Brown out there running for Golden Isle. But the fact of the matter is, when is the PLP going to launch when are they going to launch? Because I'm hearing the October 24th. That's extremely late to the dance.
Right.
That's extremely late.
Right.
That's beyond risky. And they still haven't ratified other candidates, for example, like Southern Shore.
Right.
This is a very critical time, and I'd like your feedback. I'd like to listen to this about politically coming to the dance late, the risks of that, the impact of that. And, you know, the PLP is the incumbent party now. You can't look like you're fumbling the ball. You can't look like you're late to the dance. Because a fellow like Mr. Miller or Honorable Mr. Rowell, in his heyday, before he was fully safe, might take the lady and take her for a dance, and the PLP don't have no dance. No chance.
I don't disagree, right? But if you listen to me a bit earlier, right? I've said that I think Leslie is a safe bet. Right, so I'm not a poker player, but my poker friends have always have tried to teach me this. Right, they said sometimes in the game of poker, the best hand to have is also the worst hand to have. I'm told, and which hand is that? That's a hand with a pair of jacks. Right? Why? Because a pair of jacks could be the pair of nines. So if you have a pair of jacks, you really could bet your hand because you have a pretty decent hand, eh? But a pair of jacks don't be the pair of kings. You follow my point? And so. It's safe to bet some of your money if you got a pair of jacks. And I think Leslie is a pair of jacks. You could win big with Leslie or you could lose big with Leslie.
Yeah, it could be a big loss. My early prediction was 3-2.
Yeah.
60%, 40% against. But if you run a whole candidate like Mr. Miller, the man, I mean, he's not seriously considered, and God bless the soul. But you're looking at a 80% losing margin. It could be great because he has no connectivity in this area.
But Leslie Miller has Leslie. Okay, so let's look at some things. None of the persons vying has had more airplay than Leslie in the last 3 years. You agree with that?
I absolutely could agree with that. Yeah.
Leslie Miller is a fixture on a talk show on a very, broadly reaching network that is around Nassau and that has the ability to go viral. You agree?
But that's toward his niche.
No, not necessarily.
PLP don't connect with everybody particularly at this time and in this area.
No, I don't disagree. I'm saying to you that it certainly allows for him to have more airplay than both the incumbent nominated person from the Free National Movement and the others, as well as any of these new people. He certainly had more time in the air of the voting electorate, yes?
He has more political teeth. Yes, he's long in the teeth politically. But the fact of the matter is, this is a different generation of voters, and this is a different mindset right now. The whole different, the political landscape has shifted. And I'd go as far as to say it has passed Mr. Miller.
Yeah, but if the job is only going to be 6 months, and we're predicting here on Freedom March that election will be in May, right? So you're talking about November, December, January, February, March, April, May. 6 months, right. 7 months if you push it, right? If you run any one of these 4 people and they lose, that person can't come back. It wouldn't even make nominating them for any other seat. If you run them and they win...
Strategically, you're already going in with a loser's mindset because you're saying this person I'm presenting to you is not going to be a permanent candidate.
But if you run them and they win, there's no guarantee they won't still end up for the fight of their life come nomination time.
Well, I respectfully disagree with you. Just based on the numbers. From everything I'm hearing on the ground. All right. They gotta come strong and have to come viable. And I've heard some cries from the leader of opposition about go straight into the general election. We know that's the only order.
Michael Pintard might as well go write a recipe book for cookies because people would listen to him if he did that. No one is listening to him with this other foolishness. I want to say this to you because I feel like you understand the analogy well. You bring a vessel alongside, the water is a bit choppy, you don't have engines at full steam, right? But you get close enough to the jetty to get a line on the jetty.
Gotta get that spring line on.
What do you do immediately?
Well, you got to secure the spring line. You got to lay over fenders. But
do you try to tie any fancy knot, or do you get the rope to the cleat and make a turn?
You get that secured, one quick solid turn.
One turn. And I feel like in this instance, Leslie Miller is one good turn. We got all day to adjust engines, to adjust fenders. You following me? But if you this close to the jetty,
if you agree on most things, but I agree on this one.
If you this close to the jetty, my friend, sometimes the only knot you got time to tie is one quick turn.
But the man say he don't want the line. How you could ask the man to tie the line and he's saying he don't want the line?
Man, that's when he tell they feel. That's when he tell they feel how good the rope feel. After that, they won't be CEO again. Anyway, I'm betting Leslie. I think we'll catch up and talk about why it can't be Leslie in Golden Isles, eh? We got another one. Let's take it on. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March. Bradley, sometimes you get a long side. The only thing you could do is make a knot, a tie.
And good afternoon, spiritual advisor.
Hey.
Good afternoon.
Listen, I love Mr. Miller, right? So Mr. Miller already had his season.
Mm-hmm.
Politics is someday you have your season. He didn't have his season now. Mr. Miller is almost going for 80.
Mm-hmm.
Let Mr. Miller rest himself and enjoy his life. You gotta have your season. When you're finished, when your season is finished, that's it.
Okay.
He didn't have his season, and I love Mr. Miller. Okay, I know Mr. Miller from Mini Street, from Pinedale. Okay.
Yeah, they from Pinedale.
He didn't have his season. Let somebody else get their season.
All right. Thank you. But none of these
she thinks Leslie wants to run, but it's only a suggestion that you're making.
Right. So so I want to make sure I bring this into context for you. So sometimes you're out to see the weather is bad, right? They teach you all sorts of knots: round turn, 2.5, hitch, figure of 8 knot, one out a bunch of bowline, and all kind of foolishness, right? Sometimes, my friend, this weather's so bad. Sometimes you're so close to the jetty, and the weather's so bad that you can't use engines to push you alongside. The only thing you could do is once that rope touched the jetty, you take that line and you make one good wrap around the cleat. You know what the cleat is? The cleat is the little thing where the speed pulled into the cement.
Yeah, that's a simple thing.
Yes. Because the boat can't pull that out. If you hold the rope in your hand, the boat could pull that from you. When you turn around that cleat and put your foot against that rope,
fasten there, yeah.
My brother, they could rev up them engine as high as they like. This boat ain't going nowhere. For at least a good little while anyway, until you get tired. Because you only need a stopgap measure here. We don't need a knot. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, gentlemen. How are you guys?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Great.
Yeah, well, I didn't get what I wanted in reference to Mr. Alquitas. He's staying sorted in St. Barnabas, so let him go and win that seat. But in reference to Mr. Miller, I think, he's already made such an awesome contribution to this country, right? As a member of parliament. His daughter now is carrying on that legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, she's done a remarkable job. Now, in the capacity that Mr. Miller is sitting in and walking in and mentoring in reference to new representatives or candidates, even older ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
He is making a very, very positive, solid contribution, and he is most effective in the seat that he sits, in the trail that he walks right now.
Mm-hmm.
He is able to tap these young women, young men on the shoulders and give them that advice, give them that guidance. And I think for him to go back into the, into that battle, it'll be, I don't think he wants to do that. I don't think
even though the job will only be 6 months, the job will be, election will more than likely be
September.
He certainly won't have the job for more than a year.
Yeah, but however, even if it's 3 months,
right?
I still feel as if his role right now is, he's playing his role very well, to the point where he's still getting under the skin of a lot of persons. His words, is so full of wisdom. I think he's more effective doing what he's doing right now. But what I want to say too, with this by-election,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's as if, you know, this person has already gotten that because he's been there for 9 years. He still lost the last election. He still lost.
Sure.
And he was there, 5
Sure.
prior.
Sure.
So, isn't there going to be supposed to be split in that constituency as far as the boundary goes?
Agreed. If you consider some things, can we consider some things? He lost to the fella that he told them was the best man for the job. You agree?
But he still ran.
No, I'm saying, but he lost. That's like if me and Bradley come and to meet you out, and I say, man, you know, Bradley is a good guy. He's a better guy than me. If you was thinking about somebody to be with, you should be with Bradley. But halfway through the night, I decide, you know what, on second thought, looking at you, you really should go home with me, you know. And I find out 2 weeks from now, you make baby with Bradley. I can't be mad because I told you Bradley was the better pick. You see what I said?
I understand what you're saying.
And so he lost to the man that he told the people was the better pick.
I understand, but I remember when in 1992, when those results came in,
Yeah.
and when you know, it was like the reality was setting in. When you heard like Charles Carter, when you heard this one lost, no shit. It was like shock. So nothing is sure until the last vote has been counted.
No, absolutely.
Like you know, even with the person who was going in there, as far as getting their feet wet, whoever, have an opportunity to you know, as they in the war. So I think Mr. Miller, you know, should stay right where he is in his country as being a wonderful mentor, because it's shown usually in his there on his legacy. But you are okay.
Thank you.
Okay, take care.
All right, let's take more calls, Bradley. Give the people the number.
323-7775-6980. So far we had one person from Golden Isles call, right?
Yeah.
We need some more people to call from Golden Isles. Let's see if you share the same view that he has, Levon. 6980-7775, 6980-776.
And the other thing about Brian Brown losing the last election is, I imagine that he also had 5 years to adjust his trim with regards to how he would take on the community. You see what I'm saying? Because he's won it once with Vaughan, then he lost it to Vaughan, and now he's had an opportunity to pull his jib tight. Yeah?
Okay.
All right. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March. Caller there?
Oh,
all
sorry,
right. I also want to send a shout out, Bradley. I don't get to do this every day. I want to send a shout out to my baby, Lamarck Alexio Marquez Miller. It's my baby, my son, my last son. Lamarck Alexio Marquez Miller.
Yeah.
Who doesn't miss Freedom March, Bradley?
Well, he watches as well.
He commandeers his Grammys TV.
Great.
And he watches Freedom March every day. He also likes a spiritual advisor, by the way. I don't know, Bradley. You're a hit. You're a hit. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Good evening.
Hi.
I'm from the Golden Isles constituency.
Yes, ma'am.
And I can tell you that Brian Brown has been working in this constituency for 9 years.
Wow.
Brian Brown has actually been working in this constituency from Charlie Maynard time.
Okay.
And the people in Golden Isles, they are going with Brian B. Brown. Triple B.
Triple B. Why did you all not elect him last time?
Listen, I voted for him last time.
So now you got to vote twice.
But the people of the Bahamas voted against the Free National Movement for whatever reason. And Brian was just part of the collateral damage.
Okay.
But I can tell you, the people have seen what Brian can do and what he has done without being the member of parliament. And I'm sure that if he is elected as a member of parliament, he will be an even better representative than Vaughan Miller could have ever imagined.
Wow.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Oh, so we heard from somebody.
Why would you risk one of your young Turks against that? I certainly wouldn't send Michael against that. Hi, boy. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom 323-7775-698-0775.
And 6980-776.
And who you want to call? The people from Golden Isles?
We want people from Golden Isles to call the show to say exactly who they would want to represent them. Or, well, I don't know.
But you realize none of these people have been able to detract from Leslie as a possible viable candidate. Like, so they say his time has passed. Donald Trump was elected at 78. I mean, and people all around the world have shake pom-poms about that. They were prepared, if not to vote for Donald Trump, to vote for Joe Biden, who would have been, what, 81?
Yeah, 82.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you mean, the man? And you think Leslie spent more time in public life than Joe Biden? No, he did not.
No.
Okay, so when you say people like Mr. Christie and Mr. Ingram were in public life for 40 years, Mr. Christie at one time suggested that at some point, had he been re-elected the last time, he would have been the longest serving member of parliament, eclipsing the record of Roland Simonette, eh? You think his time was done? Obviously, the people of Centerville, except for them last 4 people, didn't think so. And so I'm saying to say the man time is done, in my view, is a bit offensive to God because he's still alive.
Interesting. Well.
Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
No cause.
Yeah, and so unless you can tell me it can't be Leslie because I've given Leslie Miller as an astute politician. He's well trained in the area of parliamentary procedure. He understands the goings-on of cabinet procedure. He has been in public life and has built a national name. Like some of these fellas, when they leave public office, you ain't gonna remember their name, you know. You know that about them, right? You know, some of these fellas, the minute they stop being a cabinet minister, only their ma and their wife can know their name. You know that about them, right?
All right, so you're basically suggesting Leslie because he's the greatest hope the PLP have.
No.
Nobody else could really bring that home for the PLP.
No, I never said that. Now you're starting to sound like so offense. I said
nobody else
Leslie Miller is the perfect stopgap measure. That's what I say.
But there are others who can probably bring this home for the PLP.
Then name them.
I'm asking you.
I don't think who I tell you reveal this to me.
Allegedly.
Then came the Spirit of the Lord unto me and say, "Why have you considered my servant Leslie?"
Okay.
They would have mended. They would mend any ill will or ill feelings he had towards the party from 21, right? He will sing Hosanna behind Brave Davis going into 26. He'd campaign to and fro as a loyal supporter because he'd be sitting in the parliament. He'd be easier to manage, right? And he understands that Brave snapping the election in May, so this only a 6-month gig. If you put him in cabinet, no one will question that. But if he doesn't make it to cabinet, I don't think he'd be very upset either. He has no more ambition. He's 77. But the party needs him. You ever watch Designated Survivor?
He has no more ambition, but you say
right, like when I say no more ambition, like he is still trying to put things on a resume. Okay. Like how Michael Pinto had about to put 2 losses in the by-election on the resume.
What would this do for his career? If he goes,
it could be an actual act of service. But you know something? I realized my party was in need. I realized that we had lost someone that we had no anticipation we would lose. I understood where I'd left the party, and I came as a soldier to stand in the line for my party.
The Great Hope.
Not to stop calling him that. He's 77. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Yes. Good evening.
Hello.
Now, I am a diehard F&M, but I love me some Leslie Miller. So I'm in agreement with Mr. Miller. Why not Leslie Miller?
Why not?
I watch Shanique Miller's show, and when he is not on, I be upset. He's a PLP and nice and F&M, but he speaks truth. Why not him? That's all I have to say.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Bradley, sometimes
agree with you.
When you get close enough to the jetty, you ain't got time for no fancy knots. Sometimes, when you get close enough to the jetty, my brother, cut them engine off. You ain't need them bunch of engine. You can broke up the people boat. Once you get these lines on the jetty, make a turn. And we could just hold it there till tomorrow if we have to, so we could put fenders on the side of this thing and secure this thing properly.
Indeed.
Let's take one more call. Hello, caller. No caller. Perfect.
We're almost at the end of the show anyhow.
Yeah. I just wanted to be nice to them. I don't want them to say, I just don't let them call into the talk show, Bradley.
All right.
And it sounded like we got all new callers today as well.
Yeah, some different callers.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Yeah. You still didn't
But we'll see.
Put up Leslie picture one more time so I could summon the spirit of Leslie Miller over the electorate. And who knows, maybe brave them will consider it. But if for God's sake, those said Michael Alcides. You see that? The picture looked like, well, why not me? What do you mean not me? Yeah, don't send Michael. We can't afford to lose Michael. Right? Don't send none of these other young people, because if you send them, whoever you send, you almost can get them diplomatic appointment in Rome after that, because they can be finished politically. Anyway, Bradley, the jingle means we all the time. Not on the show, but all the time. Yeah?
And as always,
this is Freedom March. You've been listening to us on 103.5 The Beat FM, on channel 224 on cable, on channel 112 on Flow, and of course on ILTV Studios on Facebook. We'll see you again tomorrow, right here on Freedom March.
if it's the Lord's will, we'll be back.